You're about to hear the most chilling and horrifying story of criminal injustice towards a victim of abduction and torture. Stephanie Snow, a beautiful mother of four, residing in northwest Arkansas. Her nightmare began October 11th, 2020. She fell victim to an evil man, Rick Arnold, who stalked her and took her captive to his property in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. There, she was held captive against her will and tortured. Stephanie screamed for hours for help, screaming, "You're hurting me, let me go," over and over. But her screams went unanswered until she was forced to defend her very life against her abductor. Not understanding why neighbors who heard these screams went unanswered, revealed one neighbor filed a protective order against Rick Arnold for fear of his life and property. This could answer why the neighbors that heard her screaming for help for hours didn't call authorities. Their lives could also be in danger. Rick Arnold made it very clear no one was welcome on his property, stating on the front gate that, "If you open my gate, prepare to meet your maker. Read or bleed." A neighbor says he has heard screams of other women coming from Arnold's property many times in the past, but law enforcement did not and has never looked for the bodies of missing women on his property. Stephanie cried to her family that they need to look in the woods, meaning for other women. If you have a missing loved one, we encourage you to get in touch with the Cherokee County Sheriff's Department and encourage them to investigate this property for bodies or items of missing individuals. It is unknown if Arnold or his family has any political connections with law enforcement, but it would seem that there is more than meets the eye. Arnold had several cages on his property with rebar doors, all locks on the outside, trees throughout his property with chains and ropes around them. Women's undergarments were thrown into an old freezer, including Stephanie's, with writing on the outside of the freezer, "Don't ask." A dungeon was dug out from the ground behind his trailer with a heavy wire cage in front. One of the most chilling and horrifying scenes was a one-room shed with no windows, one lone chair, and a heavy front door with a lock on the outside. He had drawn self-portraits of demons and sadistic writings of who he was. Evil. After finally freeing herself from her torturer, Stephanie called the authorities for help. She was so emotionally devastated that she sobbed uncontrollably, crying on the phone for 15 minutes before she was able to even identify herself to the 911 operator. Stephanie told the 911 dispatcher, "He was going to kill me." When the authorities arrived, Stephanie thought she had finally been delivered out of the horror. But the nightmare continued, and so began a new chapter. Instead of rescuing Stephanie Snow from this sadistic torturer, the Cherokee County Sheriff and deputies arrested Stephanie Snow. She sits in jail to this day, almost 2 years, being held by the Cherokee County criminal justice system. She hasn't been allowed to see her family or any visitors for 18 months. Why is the county district attorney, Jack Thorpe, and law enforcement protecting a monster like this and brutalizing the victim? Why have they refused to investigate this clear case of self-defense against a sadistic man? Our children and women will never be safe or protected as long as we have this type of criminal injustice. Please, we need your voice and your action. Find more information and how you can help at www.justiceforstephaniesnow.com. Please, your voices can help right this incredible wrong. Please share this video with everyone: news media, politicians, social media, friends, women's advocacy groups. Thank you for your support.